It's Andrew Schatkin Showtime. Andrew, what's going on? What's our topic for today?
The topic today is going to be a few words about discrimination law. I have a law degree, and I have practiced discrimination law. I want to talk about it, the reasons for it. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the United States lives in a system where people can be fired. If you're in the private sector, you could be fired for any reason they want. Or even for no reason, if they don't like you or whatever. And there are very few remedies for this, except if you're civil service or a union, or you have some kind of a contract, you could be fired. That's our system, and it's very hard, Neil. It's a tough system for people. In the United States, people are constantly fired, correct? They're fired a lot. Correct?
Absolutely. They're fired a lot. Yeah.
So the issue is that there are laws the only recourse in our system is discrimination law. And we can't discriminate people. Age discrimination is really not enforced because the reality of our system is that if you reach a certain age, you don't keep your job. And basically, when you reach 40 in the private sector, you're in danger of losing your job based on an age basis. But there are laws to say that you can't discriminate on age. And there's also laws to say you can't discriminate on race or national origin or sex or sexual orientation. These are all good things. I don't think people should be discriminated against. But the reality is that these statutes don't really allow people, they're not really enforced in that sense. And they are used by people to sue when they lose their job, and they may not actually be discriminated against. But I have to say this, and I think this is the reality of our system, that discrimination law exists because people have to have a recourse. There are no legal recourses to prevent people from being fired in the private sector. There are none. And the only recourse is discrimination statutes. So discrimination statutes are used to allow people a basis for suing when they lose their jobs.
Correct.
It allows, even though it's not really discrimination, which is enforced, it's the loss of the position, and their only recourse is to sue unless they are civil service, unions, or they have a contract of some kind.
Yes.
So this is the reality. Yes, there is recourse. These statutes, age discrimination statutes, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, our system, yes, theoretically bars age discrimination, but it really doesn't. Because I think, will you correct me if I'm wrong, Neil? You're in business for yourself. People are regularly discharged after a certain age.
Yeah, it's absolutely, depending on, it's too bad that it happens, and it happens because we have not created a system where when they get older that we want to force people to retire, but they're living a lot longer now, living many more years longer.
Well, that's the thing. Also, there's a factor about the age issue. People can't be ensconced and sit on their jobs till they're 85 years old. Other people have to enter the workforce and get position and get work. So you can't have an age situation. You can't have a system where people of a certain age sit on their jobs and keep their jobs forever. Because there are new people, young people that need jobs, and people in their 40s that may need jobs. And even though theoretically age discrimination is barred, the reality is you really can't enforce it. I don't think so.
Exactly. All right. So let's delve into this in more detail. What should we do?
I think the system in the United States is too hard. I think that a lot of people have no rights to that. There are no rights in the private sector allowed for people to keep their jobs.
Right.
It's a reality. And sometimes, Neil, with all due respect, people are discharged for any reason at all. And really, they are discharged. You
Exactly.
correct me if I'm wrong. If first of all, people may have a fight or a disagreement with their boss in this system,
Right.
then they're out. So you can't do that. But the reality is that that we should not have. I think we should not have a system where people can be discharged for any reason at all, and they are discharged, Neil. It's a reality. They are discharged for personal reasons. That person doesn't like them. They don't get along with them. They may. The criterion should be you're doing your work and you're doing it
Correct.
adequately and correctly. So that is my opinion. And I don't think people should be discharged because someone doesn't like them or doesn't like the way they dress. People find all, you know, people in this
Right.
world find all kinds of reasons not to like someone. Correct?
Exactly. So, going back into this whole thing. So the thing is, for age discrimination, that's our focus today. Is the steps they need to do is we need to look at our politicians, find out certain ways that age discrimination can be stopped, and we could find ways
It
for
should be. We
older
should
people.
not discriminate on age, but the reality is that in our system, with all due respect to people in their 60s and 70s or 50s, we have to, they cannot stay in their jobs forever because other people have to enter the workforce to get work. So, yes, I don't think there should be age discrimination, but the reality is that that our system should has to take account of people who are constantly looking for jobs and entering the workforce. And I don't think, with all due respect to our workers that are older, we can't have a system where they sit on their jobs forever. I don't think it's right.
All right. So shakinshow.com for more information. Check out all your blogs, your YouTube channel, all that stuff at shakinshow.com. Our new
You can
website
also
is about
check my book, Essays on Faith, Politics, Culture, and Philosophy, where I have a chapter, Another Reason for Discrimination Law, chapter 59. I give the reason that the reality is we must have some way of our workers having some kind of rights to their jobs. They have no rights in our system. They can be discharged for any reason at all. And their only recourse are these discrimination statutes. And that's why we need them.
all right. Shakinshow.com. Good talking to you, Andrew, and take care.
Yeah.